Okay, I'm back here in Joshua Tree National Park. I have the day off today. Since it's a Wednesday, I wanted to come check out the park. Again, I had grand plans of waking up early in the morning and showing up and checking out the park when it's all not very busy. That did not happen again. I left the house around 10:40, so I just got here a little bit after 1. Actually stopped at a rest stop and had the sandwich I packed for lunch. So I have some snacks in my backpack. Full 3 liters of water because it might get hot. Right now it's actually kind of windy and chilly, so I'm wearing my long sleeves. I am starting today. I would like to do the Panorama-Bigfoot Trail loop, and I was a little bit concerned about finding the trailhead. Thankfully, it wasn't that hard to find. I kind of eyeballed it on the map. I knew it was near the Maze Loop Trail, which has official signs and parking lot. And then once I got here in the parking area that's just off the side of the road, you see people's cars just parked lined up on the road here. There was like a sign for an exhibit. It didn't have a giant obvious sign that this was the beginning of the trail, but once I walked into the area a little bit, I could see that there's a sign that this is the half-mile Creosote Trail that leads to the Panorama Trail and Bigfoot Trail. And it actually has part of the map that I want. This is kind of where I am right. This is where I'm at right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here. I'm going to take the Panorama loop around, which actually goes off the map here, and then come back on the Bigfoot Trail. I did bring a map. I was psyching myself out a little bit too much, I think, last night, because there is some navigation involved. It's not going to be all obvious trails where you just go in the big gap in between the trees. And have a map of the area, but I still haven't figured out how to use a compass yet. Although supposedly if you feel nervous, you could just like hit the end of the Panorama Trail or hit a certain area in the Panorama Trail where there's a US Geological Survey sign and then just turn around and come back. I might do that. This is supposed to be the easier to navigate one. I figure as long as I keep making right turns at junctions, I'll end up back here, or if I actually go that way a little bit too much, I'll lead to the exit of the park, and hopefully that will be obvious, but we will see. Now the sun's actually getting a little strong here now. It is April, still beginning of spring, so I am layering in case it gets cold. So without procrastinating anymore, let's get started. All right, so this is the beginning of the trail. Extremely well marked, but as I found out about a week and a half ago on my last trip, I don't expect this obvious trail marking to last very long. Here's the surrounding area. Still not a lot of people. I guess it's because it's not a really obvious parking area. All right, so I'm just gonna follow this trail for a bit and see how it goes. Okay, so I think this is the loop part. So, oh good, when you come back there's an arrow that tells you how to go back. So the recommended route is clockwise, so you hit the Panorama Trail first, and then you come back in the Bigfoot Trail, is that the Bigfoot Trail? Wow, okay, so the coming back part's gonna be kind of questionable. Well, let's go. We're going this way. Doing the panorama loop first. Okay, so there's a sign coming up, so I don't think the thing before was the Panorama Barefoot Bigfoot Trail. Yes, this is the split. So I just came from here. So if you're approaching a sign this way, oh, I feel better. That actually looks more like a trail. So again, we're gonna go on the Panorama Trail first, and then we're gonna come back on the Bigfoot Trail. So here we go. I think I already missed the first turnoff. I think I missed the 0.2. So there's the main fork. I got that 0.6 miles okay, and then 0.2 miles. I think I kept going down this way on the Bigfoot Trail, and I should have taken the apparently unmarked turnoff. So I'm gonna go back to the sign and figure out what I did wrong. Because I think I'm already on the wrong trail. And also I have no idea where the trail is. Once again, blip. So I'm just gonna turn back, head back to the sign, reorient myself, because I sort of know where I am right now and I think I'm in the wrong place. So I was here and then I kept going. Actually, I almost went down this way and then it looked like I was heading off the trail. It's just this does not feel like this is where the fork is. I went left for some insane reason and then I should have gone right. This doesn't feel like 0.2 miles, but apparently I'm supposed to turn right here. So I came back studying the sign and then I saw two dudes go that way. So I'm gonna go that way because I already know that way leads me to, I don't know where I'm going. And then when I came back, I got some battle damage with some scratches against some dry shrubs. So I'm gonna go ahead and go this way. I got my map somewhere. Wait, got my map upside down for a second there. Yeah. Let's just go this way and see what's up. All right, this is already starting to make a little bit more sense because according to the lines on this map, I'm supposed to be hugging this hill, not straying away from it. So I think this is the Panorama Trail. And it looks like a trail, so I think I'm good so far. It's got footprints. It matches the topography on my map because there's the hill that I'm supposed to be hugging. All right, back on track. All right, that's a good sign. It is another sign. It is Panorama Trail. Looks like I want to make a right turn. Let's study this. Yeah, it looks like I will make a right turn. Man, none of these mileage makes sense. But if it's got a right turn and like maybe that was the 0.2 miles I just walked. That makes sense. That was the point. So I just veered off the trail for no particular reason. I wasn't even on the trail before, I guess. I was just somewhere in the middle of the map following footsteps. Okay. All right, we're good. Let's go. So the reason they call it a panorama trail is because you get very good panoramic views of the park. The view apparently keeps getting better, so I'm gonna keep going. Okay, so the trails are actually pretty well marked. There were a couple of washes that looked like they might have been trails, but someone put down rocks to make sure you actually stay on the trail instead of going down random washes. But I now get what people are talking about when they say they want to just go off the trail and go explore, because that looks pretty cool. This is the trail, so I'm going to keep following the trail. So I actually watched Palm Springs last night. Palm Springs is near Joshua Tree, so they had a lot of landscape that was close to here, which is kind of why I decided, since I had the day off today, that I wanted to come back and check out some different trails. Also wanted to check out Barker Dam to see if I could catch it when it still has water. I don't know if I'll finish this route in time to go check that out. Ooh, that altitude. So this part's some great stairs right here. That's pretty cool. So yeah, just wanted to get outside today. So, oh wow, check out the view. So I came from around that structure. So when I was going the wrong way, I was going that way, away from this hill. Or this, I don't know, it's not a mountain, this, whatever the structure is. So I'm glad I second guessed myself and checked the map, because the book details didn't tell me the turns were that tight. I'm sure maybe in the words of the book it did. I read it, but I forgot him, which was unfortunate. So I was glad I had this little buddy here that I bought from REI last night and studied last night. Just making sure. Am I still on the trail? Yes. So I'm just glad I had that, otherwise I would have just gone off to some other trail. It was still a trail, but it was some other trail, not the one I wanted to do. There's some really nice high-low, lots of colors, and not a person in sight. I passed 2 people on the way here because I think they were restructuring their gear since it did get warmer. I keep stopping to make sure I am on the trail. So yeah, this is, I don't know, the parking area was on the fuller side. However, I don't see as many people here right now. I think I'm still on the trail. It's just, look at that gorgeous view. Alright, I found the U.S. Geological Survey marker. So this is apparently a great viewpoint. You get great views of the park. I guess I'm not quite at the top yet. I'm close though. So I actually can see the other side as well. So yeah, I suppose if I stood on that pile of rock over there, I could get a better view, but I'm okay. I don't need to climb on top of that. Alright, I made it to the top. It wasn't so bad. The trail was actually pretty well maintained. My only complaint was the part that that wasn't the actual trail that I walked on. Everything else seems like it would be a good trail run situation because it's hard packed. A little bit of loose rocks, not impossible to trail run. I'm wearing my hiking boots right now because I'm doing this trail for the first time, so I didn't want to take the risk of throwing out an ankle if I'm not familiar with the terrain. So let's see how the rest of this trail works out. Right now, as an out and back trail run, I'm probably about 2 miles in. There's some extra mileage because I got lost a little bit at the beginning. But yeah, this is definitely trail runnable. Oh, I'm on the Panorama Trail right now. I'm hugging these. According to the map, I am on the right track. I think I am, let's see, 2.48, which means I'm about 2 miles in. So I'm about a third of the way the Panorama Trail. So I'm not quite a third of the way through the whole loop because there's also a part on the Bigfoot Trail. That's the other half of the loop. Right now, I think I'm at, it might be rolling hills. Oh, look, another great, awesome view. So I might have some rolling climbs to do. So I wouldn't say it's all downhill from here. Pretty good so far. I'm making good time. It's about 1 hour, 18 minutes in. I still have a couple of hours of daylight left, so I should have plenty of time to finish this trail. And then maybe drive around the park a little bit before I have to get home because it is a school night, quote unquote. Once again, I'm double checking to make sure I'm still on the trail. So as long as I don't get lost, that looks like a really cute nook right there. So yeah, as long as I don't get lost, I should be fine. I'm gonna keep going. Alright, so towards the beginning of this trail, there were only a couple of these waypoint arrows. On the back half, I guess after you take the bend around the giant pile of rocks, I don't know what else to call these. But yeah, once you kind of start the descent on the other side, there are a lot of these. I've ran into like 3 or 4 of these in the last half hour, for which I'm very grateful because like some of them, like this one, pretty obvious, like this is still the trail, okay. There were other ones where it kind of diverted you to a route you wouldn't expect. There were 2 things or a couple 3 things that looked like a trail that you could take, and it tells you exactly which ones to take. So I guess really I just kind of I spooked myself a little bit last night about how well I was going to be able to navigate this. Honestly, once I get to a certain point of the trail, if I get lost, I just head towards the road. It might not be the greatest, most straight direction, but you can always keep the road in sight because you are in the middle of a desert, and the loop that I'm walking is close enough. Ooh, there must be some water source nearby. Got this really, really green tree. There must be some underwater source. This is the greenest thing around. Well, actually, there's a bunch. Well, actually, maybe this is a riverbed. So yeah, I think I was just psyching myself out a little bit too much. Like, there's another sign right in front. So I psyched myself out. I was like, I don't have a compass. They were saying this trail's kind of hard to navigate. Oh, this trail is going to take some navigation. It's on the easier end of the ones where some navigation skills were involved. So far, I'm maybe like 3 miles. So I'm maybe like halfway into this trail, minus the half mile that I got lost in. I'm doing well so far. See, I'm hitting another waypoint that is supported by, so there's that sign, and then on the ground, someone also kindly put up a pile of rocks to direct you back towards this way instead of going straight this way. So I'm gonna follow the little arrow and go through here. Okay, I take that back. I can't see the road anymore, but pretty sure I can find it if I really want to. Like, I'll just go straight that. According to the sun, I think I go straight in that direction if I want to find the road. All right, so let's keep going. All right, so I just came from over there and I came upon this sign. So I've completed the Panorama Trail, and now I am over here and I need to go 0.9 miles and then 1.1 miles. So it looks like I'm 2 miles out from that first sign where I initially veered off the trail over here. And then, so I'm like 2.5 miles from where I parked. So next waypoint in 0.9 miles, which on my watch, let's see, it's about 0.76, 0.9 is 5.6 is when I should make the next turn-ish. And then I should be good to go because I've been here before and it's pretty obvious, so I shouldn't get lost. This turn I'm a little bit worried about because I haven't seen this before. However, if I keep going and miss the turn, I will end up at the pay station. Then I'm just gonna hitch a ride to my car, because if I end up that far off the trail, I'm just gonna hitch a ride to my car. So hopefully that won't be an issue. So I am now gonna go to the other part of Bigfoot Trail that I didn't come from, which is there. That looks like a pretty obvious trail, so let's go. Right, so I spoke too soon again about not getting lost, because I thought I was following the Bigfoot Trail, and then I ran across this, which looks like a fence. I'm checking the map. This might be the park boundary, which means I missed another turn? Like, how is that even a thing? Okay, on the sign, on the map on the sign, I'm supposed to be, what? Okay, I'm like 0.3 of a 0.9. Yo, I'm so confused. Like, I'm trying to figure out where on this map I am. I'm either like on this point and I'm hitting the wall, or I'm over here and I should make a harder right. What? Like, how in the world? Okay, I'm gonna backtrack to the sign, which is my modus operandi, and see if there's just something else I'm missing. I mean, this looks like a trail, right? Well, this looks like a service road, I guess. The hey? I mean, okay, I'm not even near the park road is the thing. I'm on the part of the Bigfoot Trail that's not close to the road. And if I keep going, I'm gonna like either walk into, I'm not sure if yellow is private property, but there's like Bureau of Land Management stuff, and I guess I'm supposed to according to, all right, so I got to the sign here. Let me think. According to the topography, I should be making a real hard right. Real hard right. Here I come, I guess. I'm just gonna look around and see if I can find something that looks like a trail. Because this is, God, how terrible am I at? Yeah, this definitely looks like a fence. I don't see, man. Okay, let's just wander in that direction. See if we'll maybe put up a sign or something. Okay, so the fencing goes that way. Yeah, backtrack to the sign. All right, so this is where I might have gone wrong. So I came from over there. That's where the sign was, and then I'm just going down this, and then I ran into this barrier, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm not supposed to keep going straight. But for some reason, I thought it was like edging me that way. And then I went that way, and that's how I got to the fence. So I backtracked. I think this is where I went wrong. I just saw a couple go that way. Good luck to them. I hope they know where they're going. But I think according to this map here, I'm supposed to make a hard right. So I'm going to make a hard right according to this line of rocks. All right, prior travelers, don't lead me wrong. Right, I'm just taking a break. I found some shade. It's not hot. The sun is pretty brutal. I think it's right now mid to low 70s. It's just I think there's a false flat. Now that I'm looking at it, there's definitely a false flat. So there's a false flat on this trail back here, and it's kind of loose sand, so it makes it a lot harder to walk in. I am getting a lot of really cool views of rock formations, and it made me think about how when I was little, there's this park near my house in Hong Kong, and they had one giant rock, and we all thought that was super amazing. And now I'm surrounded by many more rocks, much bigger than the one in Hong Kong. Kind of want to go climb them, but I don't want to get lost. I checked the GPS because I did pre-download maps onto my phone. I double-checked the GPS and compared it. The problem with the GPS is it doesn't actually show you the trail, which seems pretty disappointing. So I've kind of had to eyeball it based on the park boundary, and I'm looking at my map, and I'm supposed to be kind of skimming the park boundary line a little bit inside, and it does look like I'm making progress the way I'm expected. So I think I am in the correct part of the Bigfoot Trail. So best of luck to those two people who I saw just walk past the park boundary lines. Eventually they'll hit Quail Spring Road, so they'll find civilization. I'm not afraid of them getting lost. They might have a bad time coming back. Maybe they can hitchhike, but I am going the correct way. I'm so glad I got this map, because the posted sign map did not tell me about the hard right that I had to do according to this map. So I would have just kept going if it wasn't for this map. Well, honestly, I would have kept going if it wasn't for that park boundary fence, which wasn't really a fence. And then as confirmed by this map, I was supposed to do a hard right. So this is the best, however many dollars I spent on it at REI map-wise. This was really helpful. Hopefully I'll learn how to use a compass so I don't have to like guesstimate. But just from the fact that I'm using the topology on this and the actual turn by turn as they happen, because they do mark the turns with little red dots. So that's they mark the junctions on the turns with the red dots. So that was really helpful. I would have probably gotten lost a couple of times already. I did get lost a couple of times, but I got myself unlost a couple of times based on this map. So I was very glad I bought it. It is, let's see, I think it's 4 something right now. So I'm still making pretty good time. The sun's still in a good spot. I'm gonna take a sip of water and then I'm gonna keep going. My feet feel better. This sand is murder. I shouldn't have that much longer to go though. Once I get on the Bigfoot Trail proper, why is he? Okay, I'm so confused. I think the mileage might be off because the sign said, or maybe, you know what? It probably it's adding the things together. Yeah, because I think the sign said it was like 0.9 miles for one stretch and then 1.1 miles for a total of 2 miles before I get back to that sign. But now that I'm looking at this thing, it says 0.9 miles to get to the part of the Bigfoot Trail that's 2 miles, which makes more sense scale-wise. So I don't know what kind of crack that metal sign was on. I'm gonna bank on that I have another 3 miles left instead of another 2 miles, because I would be really disappointed if that sign erected inside the park is an entire mile off. I will check the video, but dang it, if it's off by a mile, I'm gonna be really pissed off. That's okay though, like I still got this handy dandy map, so I'm gonna feel a little better now. I'm free grouped, I'm gonna keep going. That's a good sign. I've reached signs. So that says north and south side connector, and that says Bigfoot Trail. So I think I must be at the split. I'm actually not sure. I don't think, oh, but I mean, I guess the mileage adds up. It's 6 miles right now, which is kind of when I expected to get to this split right here where my thumb is. And so I'm at the Y fork and I want to take the right fork into Bigfoot Trails, and then I should be another 2 miles before I get to that connector I started off from. So it's a good sign. I got a little, wasn't sure back there a little bit. I'm feeling good now, so let's keep going. All right, I'm taking a break in the shade. The loosely packed sand is really hard. With the addition of the uphill, it is really trying my fitness, which isn't great because of quarantine. Just kind of fell off the training bandwagon. I think I'm making good progress. I did go back and check the video. The metal sign did say 1.1 miles for this last leg. This map says 2. We will see. I've hit like 7.2 miles and I don't make it to that first sign. I will know that the National Park Service sign that they put up is wrong. I mean, it's not even off by a little bit. It's off by a whole mile. Insert swear word where I just paused just here. But it is off by a whole mile. That's insane. If I were like planning, if I didn't have extra water and I was planning a specific mileage, I'd be in trouble. I don't understand how it could be off by an entire mile. Or like 0.9 miles to be exact. But seriously, that is a lot of miles to be off from. So I don't know. It's I don't know if there was like another junction I don't know about, but that's crazy. I'm gonna have to do a side-by-side comparison. But from what I see right now, it's saying from this junction to that sign that goes to the parking lot is supposedly 1.1 miles, and this map says 2. So we will find out in about a half mile whether or not that sign is right or whether or not my map is right. My money's on the map. Like I said, it is really tiring me out. So whenever I see a shade, I'm taking a break. I should still have plenty of sun left. It hasn't, once the sun passes the ridge, I might want to speed up a little more. Although like a crazy person, I did pack 3 sources of light with my day pack because you never know. And then you never know if each of the devices are like 100% charged. So there's always one that I charge right before I come, and then the other ones I kind of like cycle through them. That way I always have the light that I expect to have, because I don't want to use my cell phone as a light source, because that's a bad idea. All right, so I should be at most 2 miles away from my car if I don't get lost anymore. So let's go. I'm gonna take another sip of water and then I'm gonna get going. Yeah, that is a lot of real estate to get lost in. Once again, it's Joyce's favorite game. Is this a trail? I mean, I hope it's a trail. Let's go. I'm not sure what kind of plant this is. The sun is setting. It's past the next ridge, so I think I'm almost there. I can at least see the road. And I also dropped a pin on Google Maps before I downloaded the map, and then I dropped a pin of where I parked. So if I have to game shark my way over some stuff to get back to my car, I will. But I think I am on the right track because I've seen steps. This does look like a trail. It's got a footprint. I was starting to doubt myself a little bit because somebody left some rocks, but I think that was a shortcut to get to the road, but it was not a shortcut to where I parked. Also, this looks manicured, so that's a good sign. Somebody made steps up here to tell you that this is the trail. I mean, I guess you could probably go down that way too, but probably not the most ideal. I'm seeing more steps. So I compare to where I am on the pin. Relative to the road, I should pass my pin a little bit and then get back to the part. There's another half-mile trail to get back to my car. I think I'm almost there. I expected to get to the sign where I originally started the loop in probably like under a quarter of a mile. And right now I'm seeing steps. I'm seeing a really well-maintained trail that I'm seeing dog doo-doo. I'm not going to show that on the video, but there's dog doo-doo on the road. That's a good sign, which means I'm near civilization. Or I am as close to my car as some dog got to. So more steps. This is good. So I'm probably almost back to my car. I'm debating probably after I finish this, I'm going to just drive to Hidden Valley real quick to just do that loop really quick. I will see if I am cool enough for that right now, because I am pretty pooped from this hike. But I think I'm almost done. And once I get an ice cold beverage from my car trunk, I think I will feel a lot better. All right, I just hit 8 miles, which includes the mileage of, you know, me going off track, so it's not exact. Whew, okay. I'm keeping a hawk eye out for that sign. But there is some really cool scenery. Okay, I'm seeing more sun again. I think I'm close to the sign. I can feel it. I can feel the sign. Please, please, sign, be close by. Oh, please. Waypoint sign, please. All right, this is sand. I think I remember seeing like a sand trail where the sign was close to. Oh my God, I think I see the sign. Oh, please tell me that's the sign. Okay, I'm speed walking a little bit because I really want to confirm I made it. So the Park Service's sign was wrong. The one that told me it was only 0.9 plus 1.1 miles on Bigfoot Trail to get to here. Nay, it was 0.9 miles plus 2 miles to get back to here. According to my watch and according to this map. Also according to my feet. Oh, thank God, yes. I made it. I made it. Okay, half mile to the parking. I'm so relieved. I thought I was lost there a couple of times. I wasn't sure, but I made it. And this was supposed to be the easy one to navigate that you had to navigate for. So I need to get a lot better at navigation. All right, just gonna stroll, do a real quick stroll to my car, half mile, and then I'm gonna enjoy my ice cold beverage. Again, we did it. I see my car. I see the trail sign ahead. I'm alive. Only got lost like 3 times, and I always found my way back thanks to trusty map. No thanks to the signs that almost led me astray. Thanks, signs. I got a handy dandy map. So next up, I'm gonna get a compass so I can always navigate and figure out where I am and just learn how to use the compass and the map to navigate. Because as it turns out, you can't take those. I mean, those signs were very helpful, and I had to use a lot of the rocks that people laid down on the trail to figure out where I was. But if they weren't, that would have been SOL. So I think I should get a lot better at navigating on my own, just so I can find more stuff that's cool in this park. Because apparently there's a lot of hidden gems that you have to navigate and find on your own. So I think I am feeling pretty good. Relatively speaking, I'm gonna have a soda, and then I'm gonna drive to Barker Dam and see if I can see any water there. This is the trail to Barker Dam loop. Sun setting, it's getting a little chilly, but I've got my sweatshirt, got my headlamp. Also, this is supposed to be a much easier trail, so not really worried. Just a quick look at Barker Dam, and then I think that'll be time to go home. Yeah, this trail is much more well maintained. You could tell there's signs for exhibits, there's stairs, everything's very well marked. I think the beginning, the information board said there's like some sort of rock hugging involved. We'll see when we get to that part. I don't see it yet. Okay, that looks like a Pokemon battle. I know it's an informative sign about underground dwellers, but that's the most Pokemon battle looking sign I've ever seen at a national park. So apparently there was no water at Barker Dam whatsoever. I completely walked past it. I guess there was an area that looked like maybe there would have been water. I am seeing some really cool rock formations with the sunset glow, so that's cool. So yeah, I'm going back to my car, the 0.3 mile quick jaunt back to the car, and then I'm probably gonna drive home. I don't think I have it in me to do the Hidden Valley Trail today. That is over 10 miles of walking, and then I have to have the energy to drive for 2.5 hours, so I think I'm gonna call it a day. But I'm glad I'm here for like close to sunset. These rocks are super cool looking. Yeah, this sign's made of lies. There's no water. Where? There's no water. Lies. I guess maybe I'm supposed to go scrambling to find the water, but yeah, I just kind of like whoosh past it. The petroglyphs are interesting. That's where I got lost, and for some reason I thought that was the trail, and I went that way. I wasn't paying attention to the rocks on the ground. I just saw a pretty rock. I wanted to take a picture next